A very happy Diwali to all. On this Diwali, I wish that you all live longer life, healthy life, and prosperous life. You will get all the success which you need in your life. Yes. So जैसे आज दिवाली का पर्व है, ये बहुत ही शुभ पर्व है. इस दिन को हम दिए जलाते हैं, हम ज़्यादातर पूजा पाठ करते हैं, एक दूसरे को हैप्पी दिवाली विश करते हैं. ये दिन बहुत ही शुभ माना जाता है और शुभ माना जाता है. इसी के साथ में प्रॉस्पेरिटी को भी इतना ही महत्व दिया जाता है. प्रॉस्पेरिटी मतलब समृद्धि, समृद्धि जो बढ़ती रहे. अगर हम पैसों की बात करें तो पैसों के लिए भी हम सोचते कि जो बढ़ता रहे. और वैसे ही अगर सक्सेस मिले तो हम सोचते रहे कि एक सक्सेस से हम दूसरे पे चले जाए, दूसरे से तीसरे पे चले जाए. तो ये जो समृद्धि है, जो प्रॉस्पेरिटी है, उसके लिए ग्रीन कलर, इसे बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट माना गया है. ग्रीन कलर प्लेज सिग्निफिकेंट रोल इन आवर लाइफ एंड एज वेल एज प्लांट्स. आई थिंक प्लांट्स आर द बेस्ट, जिनके पास वो ग्रीनरी होती है, जिन्हें देख के भी कई बार हम कहते हैं ना कि जब लश ग्रीन आप कहीं चले जाओ और आजू बाजू में ग्रीनरी देखो तो यू फील सो गुड, यू फील फ्रॉम इनसाइड दैट वेरी काम. आपको अंदर से ऐसा पीसफुल महसूस होगा. तो टुडे आई एम गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट द स्किल आई डेवलप एंड विच इज़ कॉल्ड ग्रीन थम. यस, you can see that I got a green thumb. Green thumb का मतलब होता है, जैसे कि मैंने बात की, आज का टॉपिक ही हमने पहले से लिया, प्रॉस्पेरिटी, ग्रीनरी. सो ग्रीन थंब का मतलब होता है कोई ऐसा पर्सन जिसने ग्रीनरी प्लांटेशन में एक स्किल डेवलप की हो. ऐसा कोई व्यक्ति कि जो उसे बहुत ही बढ़िया से ग्रीनरी के डेवलप कर सके. प्लांट एक अगर प्लांट आया तो उसको प्रोपगेट करके उसमें से न्यूमरस प्लांट्स बना दे, तो दैट इज़ कॉल्ड ग्रीन थम. ऐसे पर्सन को हम कहेंगे ग्रीन थम, जिसके पास ऐसी स्किल हो. सो टुडे आई एम गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट माई लाइफ स्टोरी. अभी तक हम स्टोरी सुनते थे, बट ऑन दिवाली ओकेजन आई वुड लाइक टू शेयर माई पर्सनल स्टोरी विथ यू, एंड इट इज़ अबाउट ग्रीन थम, दैट हाउ आई गॉट दिस स्किल्ड, how I got this green thumb. And the story should begin from my childhood. I would definitely like to add, since my childhood I was fascinated about flowers and plants, and mostly while I was my mom used to tell me that while I was in her lap, we used to go out. She takes me to evening walks, and sometimes she takes me to certain places. So I always point out near the flowers, and I just show my gestures that I need this. And my mom sometimes pluck them, especially at night when it is smelling jasmine. So I love to get that. So since my childhood I was fascinated about my flowerings and about the plants. So once what happened in my childhood, I love to pluck the flowers. And as at my home we didn't have plants, as I was living in apartment. So I used to go in the morning after taking bath, after getting dressed up, I used to go to nearby areas where people have the plants and their flowers. So I pluck them one by one, and I just take them, I collect them, and I come back to home, and I just offer that flowers to God. Sometimes I make certain rangolis, sometimes I use them for decorating, sometimes I put that flowers into the vase. So I have the habit to use that flowers. But you know that it's not just the plucking, but we can consider it as stealing the flowers from others' garden, because you know that everybody, they plant, they grow the flowers to decorate their houses, to give their enchanting look to their house, to their veranda. And I was the one who supposed to go in the morning and plucked all the flowers. And one day what happened, I went to my backdoor neighbor. Her name was Kanta Auntie. She was a principal in government school. So I went to her house, as I saw that all of a sudden she has grown some red roses and orange roses and yellow. So I just entered in her premises, as she knows me very well. So I entered, nobody was there. So I tried to pluck that rose. I tried harder and harder, but as it was very strong and stubborn, so I couldn't pluck it. So I tried to snatch it out, and all of a sudden, do you know what happened? That the whole, not rose, but the whole plant, it was uprooted. And I took that whole the plant. I came back to my home from the back door, and what I did, I just cut that flower from my mouth, from my teeth, and just threw that plant outside of my area. And then I came inside my house. After certain time, that auntie came to know, and as the nearby area, they already knew that I was the one who used to pluck the flowers in the morning. So she rushed toward my house. She asked to my mother that, hey, where is Purvi? Where is she? Just tell her that if she has taken the flower, if she has plucked the rose, it's okay. But tell her that return my plant, so I'll grow it, and the another flowers we will get later on. So as she complained to my mom, and my mom shouted, she scolded me that why you did like this. And I just showed her that the plant I had just threw outside of my premises, and she took that. So since this incident, my story began, and that day I came to know that if we'll grow the plant, then we'll grow the flowers every day. I don't have to go anywhere else to pluck that flowers. So I used to keep in my mind that I must have to grow the plants, so we'll get the flowers. And from that day onwards, I, in my balcony, I had started growing some plants in a small pot, and also backside of the balcony, as we were living in ground floor, so we have some muddy area which was not well maintained, but I had started just leveling that area, and then I also added some plants over there, some basil plants, rose plants, most of the flower plants and ornamental plants I started growing. This is the beginning of my ability of green thumb, but we couldn't say that I was green thumb at that time. The days went, the years went, and then I came in my 10th and 12th standard. So later on, I was not getting time to take care or look after of these plants. So what I did afterwards, we stopped taking much care, and not exactly much care. At least my mom was watering the plant, and my mom was taking care. Whoever at home, they were taking care of plants. But later on, when I was when my father had bought another bungalow, so we moved to our new house, and then we left that apartment, that house where we had grew a lot of plants. So that day onwards, again I was busy in my studies. Then I started studying in college, and so in between I didn't get time to grow the plants, because I used to go to my college in the morning at 6:20 and will be back by 6:30. So after 12, more than 12 hours, I was coming back to my home. So it's quite difficult to grow the plants and take care and do the all things, because they just don't need the water, but they need the fertilizer, they need the weeding. Like if some unnecessary plants grow around of our plant, so we must have to take them out, we must have to uproot them. So kind of things I couldn't manage. After my marriage, what happened that one day I had decided, as I was having my office and I was teaching to my students, so I had decided that I must have to keep plant in my office. So what I did, I tried to grow money plant, as it is the symbol of prosperity, it is the symbol of wealth. So I had started that keeping in my office corner on the desk of office. And what happened, as after coming back to home, that due to the too much warmth inside that office, so that plant started withering, that one by one every day I go there, I see the leaves, they are just drying out, and I must have to pick them out and keep them outside. So every day I had seen that the plants started withering, it doesn't get the growth which I was needing. So I was fed up, that I tried harder. Then again I took the another pot, I took another money plant. This time I didn't grow one, but I had cut so many stems of money plant, yet I got unsucceed in that process. Later on, when I had decided that I need the greenery in my office, so what I did, I went to some giftorium with my mother-in-law where we were buying something. So that day I had the mindset that I'll buy some of the plants, artificial plants, which at least I can keep on my desktop. So as I was going through, I had picked 2-3 artificial plants, as they were so beautiful. They were having really wonderful small fruits on it, and the shape was very round, and I really liked it. So what I did, as I kept them aside for buying, and later on while I was taking the turn, I glanced on the bamboo plant, and they really attracted me towards them, and I found that they are growing in water. They don't get a particular environment. We must have to keep them inside, as they are indoor plants. So I just went towards it, and I asked to the shopkeeper that what care I should have to take for this plant, and is it possible to keep it in my office if I'll come back to home. So there was too much heat inside the office, as all the switches off and fan was off. So he was saying it's okay, this plant is a low caring plant, like you don't need extra care, just pour the water and then it will grow by itself. So I just kept that all the artificial plants aside, and I just bought that. Actually I wanted to buy it, but my mother-in-law suggested that, see, bamboo plants are the symbol of growth, symbol of success, and if it should be gifted, and then if you grow it well, so your wealth just get double up. So she gifted me on that day the bamboo plant, and I took it at my office. I kept it. Then I started taking care of it. I poured the water. So that was my after many years, that was my first plant which I planted in my office, and I started getting growth as I bought it, and it has 2-3 shoots. So all of a sudden, day by day, the leaves are growing and the new shoots are coming. So I was enjoying. Even I told to my student, as that shopkeeper showed me the method that you just have to spray the water on a leaf besides pouring the water on its roots, so it will get tremendous growth. So we all had started doing that, and yes, it is here that you can see the growth of my bamboo plant, and it is here. See how beautiful it is, and see how well grown this plant is. So it's really amazing to growing the plants, and mainly when we keep them in our office area or in our home, it has certain direction where we keep it, so we'll get the exact things what we need in our life. So if you keep it on the southeast area, you can corner of the southeast area, so there it will give the tremendous growth, and I had started keeping it in my office and even at my home. So after this all, I got opportunity that, oh, I'm good at planting, and finally this plant started growing. So what I did after coming back to home, I decided that I can plant some of the this kind of indoor plants in my rooms and in my house. So I went to nursery. I bought so many plants, some of indoor plants like jade plant, then erica palm. These are the plants which you can keep indoor. Then syngonium plant. So by buying them, by searching on YouTube, by searching on Google, I got too much ideas about it, that which plants, which kind of plants we can keep inside, which kind of plants we have to keep outside of our rooms, or outside of which directly need the sunlight. I also had the interest to grow the portulaca plants, which are called also office time plants, because they bloom at morning at around 8 or 9, which when we used to go to office, and by 5 or 5:30 it will wither. So this way I had enhanced my skill of growing plants, and that is called green thumb. And today, if you see that I had planted hundreds of plants. Also, some of the plants I love to give people as a gift, because we all are knowing that we are going through the global warming, as we can see that the vehicles and the air pollutions and the factory emissions of the carbon dioxide, it is just enhancing tremendously. So to keeping it balanced, we can do one thing, that we can plant certain things in by our area. I had started planting from my room, and then I had extended them to my balcony when I had seen that my whole the balcony was full. So what I did, I had just shifted so many plants to my terrace, and now if you see that my whole the terrace was filled with plants, that upper wall also filled, just placed with numerous plants. I have varieties of plants and I love to grow them. Some, not only I had bought the plants from a nursery, but I had started propagating. Now when I see the plant, I usually take some of the cuttings, I grow them in water, I try to propagate them in soil. Sometimes I try to propagate them to just keeping them in water for a week or fortnight, and this way I had improved my skill. And today if you want to see my garden, you will enjoy that, oh, this is the one girl who was plucking the flowers from everybody's garden in the early childhood, and now she has grown the plants at her home. Because I love to visit garden, I was not having that much time when I can go to the garden and enjoy this environment. So I was not getting that much time, so that's why what I had started doing, I had just grown that plant in my area, in my balcony. I just sit with them, I talk to them, I pour the water. And it's not necessary that you must have to do a lot of expenses. You can add the cow dung, you can also add some fertilizer, you can add banana peel overnight soaked water, you can also add some onion peel overnight soaked water. So these are full of potassium, calcium, and the plants can get the nutrition out of this. So all the things I'm doing from the household things only, household wastage, from that only I'm taking care of these plants. You can see my this marble leaf pothos plant. I have several varieties of money plant. This is one of the variety which is called the marble leaf pothos. Then I have the neon leaf photos. Then I have I have several varieties. I had grown them. I love to see the growth when I see the flowers of them, and especially when I grow them from the cutting and eventually they give me flowers. So it's really blessings. I feel it is boon in my life that yes, finally I had started growing from one small stem of that plant, and now it has grown and now it has started giving me flowers. So I hope this Diwali will also give you the same prosperity, the same love, abundance in your life, the same care in your life, and the full of health and happiness in your life. Stay happy in your life. Happy Diwali, and take care of yourself and enjoy this day with your family and friends. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care. See you on my next vlog.